Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I asked the following two initial questions of all of the nominees who come before any of the committees on which I sit. So I'll ask the entire panel in unison. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No.
No, Senator.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement related to this kind of conduct?
No.
No, Senator.
Ms. Baker, you were asked by Senator Shaheen about China's hypersonic missiles, and you said that there would be a robust deterrent. And so I just wanted to also mention and take note of what China is doing, and of course, as it impacts Hawaii, not to mention what North Korea's missile testing is doing in the Indo-Pacific arena. So I just would like to ask you whether, since you acknowledge that we need to have a robust deterrent, that the DoD budgets will reflect this kind of robust deterrence in either this budget or in the following year's
Yes,
budgets.
yes, Senator. I believe that the first responsibility of the Department of Defense is to defend the homeland. Of course, Hawaii is part of that, and so I would expect that we would have a robust and credible defense of Hawaii, and that we would put forward in the Indo-Pacific a credible deterrent.
Thank you. Mr. Coffey, earlier this month, the Washington Post reported federal agents are investigating a new corruption scandal involving alleged bribery and fraud related to service contracts when our ships and submarines pull into ports in Europe and the Middle East. I'm concerned that these facts are eerily reminiscent of the Glenn Defense Marine Asia, GDMA, contracting scandal in the Indo-Pacific. In a congressional hearing over 3 years ago, the Vice Chief of Naval Operations at that time assured my counterparts in the House that the Navy had installed new layers of oversight in its contracting process for overseas ports to thwart a report of the GDMA type of scandal, but that doesn't seem to have worked. If confirmed, what steps do you plan to take to ensure adequate controls are in place to prevent fraud in these overseas shipping service contracts?
Senator, there's no room in the Navy for any type of corruption along the lines of what you described, and I too was distressed to read about the MLS case a few weeks ago. I thought there were encouraging signs in the wake of the Glenn Defense Marine scandal, specifically the comprehensive review relating to the uniformed lawyers in the department and some of the recommendations they had made, which are being carried out and which I look forward to reviewing more closely if confirmed. But it's clear that there are still problems, and if I am confirmed, I would look to see how we can address those. From my time as a federal prosecutor and as a plaintiff's lawyer, I believe in personal accountability. So I think this is a problem that's going to need a continuing focus of leadership, focus on personal accountability, and reviewing what continues to go wrong. I hope it's isolated, but if I'm confirmed, I'm going to try and get to the bottom of it.
Really, I think we need your commitment that you will review whatever oversight procedures are already in place, because the Navy hardly needs these kinds of scandals. Mr. Guertin, the Navy's Pacific Missile Range Facility Barking Sands, PMRF on Kauai, is the world's largest instrumented multidimensional testing and training range. Continuing to integrate and upgrade PMRF along with other ranges in the Pacific is critical to our national security, and why that task is included as a line of effort within the Pacific Deterrence Initiative. Have you ever visited PMRF?
Not yet, Senator.
I hope you will. And, I'd like to ask you, what is the importance of this kind of facility and the importance of this type of initiative that I just mentioned?
test ranges of the kinds that we have, especially the one in Hawaii, is critical to our ability to test weapon systems as they would be used in combat. All of our facilities need to be examined for how they might be modernized into the future. There's a great report turned out recently by the National Academies that highlighted some of the changes we need to make. If confirmed, I'm looking forward to getting into the details of that and working with the rest of the DOT&E team to figure out how to not just modernize, but also position these ranges so that they can keep pace with the evolving needs for the long haul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to note for Ms. Baker that I do appreciate your mentioning that climate change considerations are an important part of what you will be focusing on. And so climate change considerations in the operations planning and resource allocation decisions are very important. So I wanted to note that.
Yes, Senator, and
you for
I
that.
would look forward, if confirmed, to working with you on that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.